Hi, everyone. It's Lydia with the Oneness Junkie podcast and YouTube channel. And today I'm here with LeighAngel. Hi, LeighAngel.
Hi, Lydia. How are you?
Oh, well, under the circumstances, I'm doing pretty good. And we're going to talk about that today. But let me just let everyone know, the audience, I'm here with LeighAngel. Y'all might recognize her name because I've done some other episodes with her. One in particular is I worked with her after my mom had passed, and she had some messages from my mom. And right now, we're doing a class on Tuesdays where we bring in the Archangel Collective, and Leanne is the conduit here to communicate any messages and answer any questions with the collective. But what we're on this particular episode about is that Lee Angel is a medium, and she's worked so extensively, and we're going to have her introduce herself with pets, that she oftentimes has the pets come to her who want to provide a communication and a final message or a message of comfort of some sort to the owners. And so, because I just lost my 17-year-old puppy that was the love of my life, we're going to see if Joy can come forward and have any messages for me. So, LeighAngel, would you give the audience an opportunity to get to know you just a little bit better?
Thanks, Lydia. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on with you today. A little bit about me. I have had a very long career looking after people's pets, doing caretaking work, and it gave me the opportunity to really connect with animals on a deep level, just behaviorally and, learning all about the different breeds. And it was plus it was just fun. Everybody loves to pet animals and connect with them. So I spent many years doing that. And as I started to step into my role as a medium, it was never uncommon for the family pet to show up during the reading. And that for me was the most fun. And I love watching people's faces just go, because their dog or their cat, is here. And so it's just something I really enjoy and look forward to doing more of, actually. But
Yeah,
yes, go ahead.
awesome. We're going to take a moment and see if Joy wants to come forward while Leanne is getting ready. I'm just going to mention, for anyone who doesn't, I love telling my little Joy story of my happiness. And that is that when I was 38 years old, I wanted to get a dog, but I was like, am I ready for a dog? I really need a big sign from God that this was the right thing for me to do in my life at the time. And I was wondering, like, I didn't have children. So I was kind of wondering, like, am I really going to be a good dog parent? I wasn't sure. So I really needed a sign from God. And so I was with my friend Marta, who is a positive um, positive relations specialist. She helps people with their dogs and pets understand what their needs are. And I was asking her about getting a pet. And she goes, you know what, Lydia? Dogs find their next owners. And I was like, yeah, but I'm looking for mine online. So that doesn't feel right. Mine's supposed to just show up. So I really needed a sign. So when we were leaving the restaurant, there was a magazine on the table and it said, bring the puppy home for Christmas. And it was 2 days before Christmas. And I was like, that's a sign, but not a big enough sign. And then we opened the door in the Heights and we walked out of the restaurant, and there was a little 4-month-old dachshund walking right in front of our path. And I was like, oh, look, a dachshund. That's a sign, but not a big enough sign. And so I'm shortening the story. And then we were driving, and I called the lady that I had found this one dog in Blessing, Texas, which, by the way, that was actually the first sign. The dog that I found that I was interested in online was born in Blessing, Texas. And I'm like, that's a sign, but not a big enough sign. I need a bigger sign, God. And so I'm really putting God to the test. And so one of the things I haven't mentioned in this story is that my middle name is Joy, And I always thought that if I got a dog, I would get a female and I would name it after me. I would name it Joy. And I was really into Abraham Hicks at the time. And so Joy, Abraham teaches life is all about the joy. And so I wanted to say joy, joy, joy a couple times a day. And then the other thing is I called the lady and I said, hey, can we drive 2 hours to come get this dog out of Blessing, Texas earlier? And she said, yes. And so Marta was in the car with me and she saw this whole thing happen. And I said, by the way, has your son named this little dog, the black one, the female that I'm interested in? And the little boy was 12 years old. And she's like, Carson, have you named this dog yet? And I could hear Carson in the room. He goes, her name is Joy. And I just screamed. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it wasn't even about whether or not the dog was going to vibe with me at that point. It was like, I told that lady, do not sell that dog. That dog is mine. I don't care if it has 2 tails and 6 feet. If it's deformed, I am taking it with me. It's mine. It's meant to be. That's the big enough sign that I needed, that this dog was meant for me. It already had the name I was going to give whatever dog I found. So our whole life for 17 years has been full of joy. She's was a little confident little girl that loved everybody. I never saw her bite anybody. And we walked twice a day, every day, and met people on our walks, little children. And I was always confident letting my dog approach the little children because she was nothing but love. And so, having lost her on Tuesday was inevitable. She was 17. We knew this life was going to end at some point, but it's always challenging to go through the changes and the routine changes. And so LeighAngel and I were talking, and I just said, does Joy have any messages from me? And we decided to go ahead and record this episode. So I haven't heard anything from Joy yet directly, and so we're hoping that Leanne will have some things to share with me. So Leanne, whatever you need to do, I'll be quiet now.
Okay. No, well, she was 1000% meant to be. I mean, that was your dog, no question. But give me just a second. I'm just going to drop in and we will start talking with her. Okay. So she comes right away and it's like she's got her head on the back of my shoulder. I'm like, hi, like looking over my shoulder at you. And she is very, very present. She's, for such a tiny dog, she has huge energy, just so you know.
She did it in real life. Yes.
Yeah. And I do remember when you got her when she was a puppy, because Lydia and I would often find each other at the Path of Tea in Houston. And I remember you had Joy and I had just gotten my little dog Frodo and they played together. And it was the cutest thing. She was just teeny, teeny. So big energy, tiny dog. She's expressing a question, Lydia, during the last, I know she went very lethargic at the very end, but did she, because I often see, like, she's showing me images of herself kind of like walking along, but her butt sort of like bouncing around, like she's so excited, her butt, her whole like back end kind of bounces. Did she do that in life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a strut.
She had like a funny little walk, and it was almost like her butt was kind of like.
Yeah, she was actually very confident. So she walked very confidently.
Yeah.
And I know it's because I always had her back.
Yeah.
She knew I was attentive. So I
Oh,
was never going to let anything happen to her. So she didn't have to worry about life because I was on high alert to make sure nothing happened to her.
you were a leader. No, and she shows me this, but then she also shows me that when she gets excited, she's bouncing around. So like she's excited. I feel like she bounces a little bit, like almost like the back end comes separate from the front end, and kind of like that's how she makes me feel anyway. And with the tail and everything going. So it's maybe in this moment, like I'm just feeling this expression of joy. Like I can bounce around and I can jump and I am happy and I feel good, And so I'm definitely getting that sense of, if towards the latter part of her life, she had maybe, little arthritis or something like that in her back end and maybe in her spine, lower spine or hips. Do you know?
No, she didn't have any indication of that.
She didn't? Okay. Because I'm just feeling like whatever might have been bothering her, because I feel like there was something in that back area that was towards the end bothering her, it's gone. And so the whole point is that she feels really good. So there's that. Okay, let's see what else she has to say. Is there some sort of a little like, you haven't you wouldn't have received her ashes yet. Is there some sort of a little memento or something that you have for her? Almost
No, I mean, I like what?
like a little plaque or something, or maybe you'll get one. I'm not sure, but I feel like there's like a little plaque. Did you
Yeah,
order anything?
they have do a handprint, paw print that
Okay.
I'm getting. I haven't
Okay.
received it yet. They did
Is
it.
it white? Is it like a white?
Yeah, it's a white plaster Paris type thing,
Okay.
and they did it after she passed.
So that's what I'm seeing. So because I'm kind of like a little commemorative something, and I was seeing like a little square white thing, but I thought, is this a plaque? What is it? She's showing me this. So, um, oh, she's saying, I left my paw print behind for you, so you
Yeah,
could always
I'm gonna
see it.
get it next week.
But she's saying she's happy that you did that, because it's like she left her paw print behind for you. Like, I love you, mom, like a wave from the other side. And so she is very happy about the plaque, just so you know.
Good.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'll tell a little funny story. Like I had this ornament that was like you're supposed to get your animal's paw print in, and I have had it for probably 7 years, and I never did it. And last year I was like, I better do this before she dies, and so I stirred up the stuff, and it didn't do very well. And then I tried to grab her hand, and I was trying to push her paw in it, and it got all like smeary and messy. It wasn't a clear
Yeah.
paw print like the ones that they can do. And when I was pulling out my Christmas decorations, I mean, she just passed 3 days ago, but I had already started decorating 2 weeks ago or before Thanksgiving. And I saw that little pink ornament, and I was like, I'll just get one when she dies. Like I threw it away because I was like, this
Yeah.
is ugly. I'm not going to want
Not
to
a good one.
hang up this ugly one. And so two
Yeah.
weeks ago, I'm throwing away this paw print. And now here I am 2 weeks later getting, a clean, good one that's like,
Yeah.
that's able to be showcased on a shelf.
Yeah. She's like, she's so Joy, as you said, confident little girl. So she's all about everybody seeing her stuff. So she wants it displayed, in other words, like, yeah, put my paw print out. Everybody wants to see my awesomeness, even if it's just my paw print at this point.
Her name is all over my fireplace right now. Joy, everything. Joy, 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 because of the
Oh,
holidays. So
yeah. No, she loves that, but she loves to be seen. Yeah. She loved to be seen. It was fun for her to interact, with
she
other
was
people.
social. She was very
Yeah.
social.
Yeah, she really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely getting that. And so here's one thing. She's kind of saying that she doesn't want you to get another dog for a while because she would be jealous.
No problem. I'm not.
She's like, not yet, mom. Like, and plus she's going to be with you anyway. And that's the thing. And even when I've talked with the angels, because when my dog, my last schnauzer was passing, I was like, when is he going to die? How is this going to happen? What's going on with him? And there was a lot of information that they fed me back for my dog at the time, but they assured me, they were like, they never leave your energy. Like, they're with you. So even when they talk about an angel crossing the rainbow bridge, they will hang with their owners. So she's always going to be around. She's like your little escort from the spirit world now, just like she was your little escort, you know, when she was in her body. So yeah.
You know, she slept in my bed for 17 years. I have a queen size bed. And then she, like when she was younger, she would sleep closer towards the pillow area. And when she was really young, she would burrow in the
Oh,
sheets. But as she got older, I don't know if it was breathing issues, but she never wanted to get under the blankets anymore. So she would just be at the feet over on her side, way down there, you know, as furthest distance. And I remember just imagining, like, I hope I don't kick her in the middle of the night, you know, like not thinking about her. But it was so clear that I was all, even in my sleep, I was always so conscious of the space that she occupied to not kick her and not push her off, or flip around. And so it's funny because now, you know, she's not there, but there's energy and space in that spot
yeah.
that is for her spot. Even though she's not occupying it physically, it feels like we
She's
still,
occupying it in the spirit. I can
yeah, it
guarantee.
feels like we still go to bed together, you know?
Yeah. And she's happy to keep doing that. She likes it. She loves being with you and your energy. She says, and this is so cute. She says that, you know, in we humans like to think that we own them, that they belong to us, but really it's the opposite. Like we belong to them. And so she's like, she belonged to me. Like she was very confident about almost seeing you as like, yeah, you might have been the one that put the food down and stuff, but she was the boss. You know, she was the one. She was the caretaker of Lydia, even though she was this tiny little dog. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we both did. Yeah, we gave to each other.
Yeah. She's very, very proud about that and confident of her role in how you guys danced around each other through her life with you. You know, really confident. She feels good. She's like, oh, I nailed it. She feels like she nails it. She nailed it.
Yeah, I feel like she did too. I mean, I created her an Instagram account years ago, and the name I chose for her was Dalai Lama, as the Dalai Lama, but for a dachshund. So
Cute.
she's the Dalai Lama on Instagram for anybody who wants to go see her. And it's
Oh,
like DACH and then LAI and LAMA.
that's cute. That's
Yeah.
cute.
Because
Yeah.
that's how she felt. I felt like I was her. I was the caretaker, the overseer who made sure that her ambassadorship to come to Earth and be a little Earth angel dog I was there to make sure she got her mission completed. And it felt
Yeah,
like that.
it did. And she acknowledges it. And she acknowledges your choice. And she said it was a fine time to go back to the non-physical. It was a good day to do that.
Yeah,
You
I was fine with it. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know this, but my friend Marta, who is her godmother, and we haven't been in touch with each other. So I didn't know that Marta, you know, a half a year, 8 months ago, scheduled for this date of yesterday to have a dog tribute where people who've lost their pets can come together and have a memorial service and honor their pets. And so it's almost like Joy passed in time for the tribute, you know, so that Marta, the godmother, and me, the two people who loved Joy the most, aside from my own mom, could tribute Joy, and that we could play a part in this tribute with Joy. And it was a good time. Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't have regrets about any passing. I think that she was clear. She was so clear to me that this was her end. And
Mhm.
I'm so grateful that she was a healthy dog up until 3 days before she passed. So lucky me, we did not spend a lot of time spending money on vet visits because I'm a naturalist, and I treat my dog the same way I treat my own body, which is in very natural logical ways.
That's amazing. Well, just to kind of hit that nail on the head that you just said. I mean, everything you said resonates. She is so satisfied with that life. There's just this intense, it's just pure satisfaction and just absolutely so happy with herself because she feels like she did her mission. She feels like she got in there and did what she was supposed to.
And it feels like that. And that's a good term, nailed it. I feel like we both nailed it. I nailed it as a pet parent, and she nailed it as her little ambassador that she was, because I dedicated 17 years of my life. In fact, I haven't been on a trip longer than 5 days in 17 years, which means I haven't gone to Europe, which I've been, to Europe like 8 times before I got her. And it was a big sacrifice for me, but I didn't trust her with anyone else at the level that I would have cared for her. So I just never wanted to leave her with anybody longer than 5 days.
Yeah. No, and she appreciates that. I'm trying to I feel like, let me see if she wants to go a little deeper because something about and then this, the audience watching right now doesn't know this, but you and I just had a chat with the angels about Joy's purpose in your life. And so she's saying something about being a bit of a grounding energy for you.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that you needed, so she's also kind of going a little deeper, and that you needed that experience. And yes, what we talked about before, the give and the take, and, learning how to love another being, of course. But she's also kind of talking about that time period that you had her, you kind of needed to really ground down and dive head first into Lydia, to really dig deep into yourself. And so she kind of grounded you in place for a little while so that you could really do that work. And that now that she's in spirit, now that she's non-physical and you're freed up physically, you can spread your butterfly wings back out again and fly around a bit. And that she's happy for you. She's excited for you about opportunities like that because you've done that kind of crunchy hard work. You know what I mean? You're really digging in the dirt. And now you've come to a place where you're like, okay, I've been really hard for a period of time. I'm going to fly for a bit and have some fun and experience some life. And then when it comes time for me again to kind of dig in the dirt a little bit and, dig a little deeper into who you are as a being, you'll do it. But for now, she's like, go have some fun. She wants to encourage that. She wants to encourage you to kind of get out and see a few different places, even if it's just in Texas. Go do, something for yourself in that way.
That feels right because, as we're all here for a purpose, I mean, I feel like mine was, I consider myself kind of what's called a way shower. And it's a term often found under the categories of light worker, but it's a type of light worker. So a way shower is someone who's willing to go through experiences and then who's comfortable sharing them as a way showing how to get through those challenges. And so I feel like I had to go through some of the life experiences, even the things that would be considered bad by a lot of people's standards, but to go through them until you get your head above water. And now I've been through the hard stuff where she was by my side and she was a comfort and a grounding agent, like you said.
Yeah.
And now that I'm upright and ready to share and ready to teach and help other people go through their challenges. I feel like the world is about to go through some big challenges, and I feel really strong to handle whatever is coming at the world's evolutionary level. And now I'm here to help hold the hands of people who are about to be going through tough times for the first time in their lives. And she was my little companion during my challenging
Yeah,
period. And so now I'm ready to dedicate and help others go through it. And she knows that her task here was complete, and it's time for me to go take what I've learned and help others, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. She said, it's time for you. I say they at this point because Joy is here, but I've got just the spirit beings, and they're just like, it's time for you to fly a bit and spread out your wings. Spread out your wings and fly a bit. And they're meaning not just metaphorically, but like physically. Move around a little bit. You need to move to some different locales. It'll pump your energy back up if you do a little bit of that.
Yeah. Well, I've been downsizing to get ready to be more nomadic anyway. So
For sure.
I've been visualizing a more nomadic lifestyle for several years, like at least 4 years. And now that I don't have to concern myself with her needs, it's a lot easier to pick and choose where you're going to go stay when you don't have to worry about whether they accept pets or not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that
Yeah.
analysis.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I feel like your timing was good. Her timing was good. She's satisfied. You got a happy little camper on the other side at this point, and she's just excited to be able to um, be with you in your energy as you move forward. And you may find times when during meditation you'll feel her if you haven't already. She has a very distinct energy, you know, and you when you feel that energy again, you'll know it.
Yeah.
No doubt that that's Joy. So yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you for the message.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
So, how, if people have a need to feel like they want to find out if their pet has any information for them through you, how do people find you?
They can go to my website. It's LeighAngel.com, and that's LoveLeighAngel. I have an online appointment system, so they can just navigate to that and book appointments. Or if they just have questions, you can shoot me an email, and I'm happy to answer, and we can get something set up.
Great. And are you on any of the social media platforms?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay. And it's Lee Angel. Is your
Lovely Angel is the handle. Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, Lee Angel, thank you for your time today and sharing the messages from Joy and the collective. And we hope that anyone who is looking for solace and comfort can find it. And if they need assistance, I hope they find that in you.
Thank you. I appreciate
So,
that.
yeah, thank you for doing this for me. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We will see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye.